Good morning to all of you. Welcome to the free lecture series on electrical engineering. Here the lecture number 3.1 we are going to discuss here. It is called the three-phase induction motor. Basically the three-phase induction motor is very useful in the domestic and the industrial loads because of its self-starting in nature. 90% of the load in the domestic and in the industry, basically we are using the three-phase induction motor. In this lecture we will discuss about the basic principle of operation of the three-phase induction motor, how it will rotates, and in the coming lecture, the next lecture, we will discuss about the concept of rotating magnetic field. Here just I am being used this concept, the rotating magnetic field, for the sake of explanation, and in the lecture 3.2 we will discuss about the actual significance of the rotating magnetic field. So let's start our lecture that we are going to discuss. Three-phase induction motor is basically consists of two parts. Here we have seen that there are 6 circles are there. This circle basically represents the three-phase winding. Let us suppose this is A, this is A dash, this is B dash, this is C, and this is C dash. This A dash, B dash, and C dash, it basically represent the phases. Let us suppose this is the A, this is the winding A, this is the winding B, this is the winding C. Or we can say that this is the phase A or A dash, this is the winding B or B dash, this is C and C dash. So this is the one hole and this is the another hole. Similarly, this is the one hole, this is the same as the another hole. So we can say that there are three phase windings are there in the stator known as stator winding. This is called stator winding. This is called stator winding, and with the use of star and delta connection we are making this connection. Let us suppose it is star connected, so we are shorting this, and the supply is given to this is IA, IB, IC. Similarly IA, IB and IC. So we have understand that the stator having stationary coils which be represented as A dash, B dash, and C dash, and by using star or delta connection we are just making the three input terminals at the output side. And if we are giving this supply, then what will happen, that we are going to discuss here. Similarly, in the inside this machine there is a rotor. This is the rotor. This is stationary at that point and we have to rotate it. So this also containing a three phase of windings, or the rotor bars or copper bars are there, and this is the shaft. Rotated. Okay, if I just change this view by this type of the machine we are looking like, this is like this fashion. Like this. So this, if we are seeing this machine from the front side, then we can looks like this fashion. A three-phase supply is given to the stator winding of a three-phase induction motor, and the rotor which is stationary and it is going to be rotated. So we have to learn in this lecture how this motor rotates whenever the three-phase supply, the balanced three-phase supply, is given to the balanced phase winding of the stator winding. So there is a concept called rotating magnetic field. Rotating magnetic field. This concept is basically the thing is that whenever the three-phase supply is given to the balanced winding of any AC machines, then there is a rotating magnetic field is generated in this machine. Let us suppose here in this induction motor we are giving a three-phase supply to the balanced three-phase winding. Balance means the phase angle degree A, B and C. Then there is a rotating magnetic field. The rotating magnetic field is always rotated at a synchronous speed in the stator winding of this induction motor. So when the three-phase supply is given to the three-phase balanced winding, then there is a rotating magnetic field which rotates at a synchronous speed Ns equals to 120 F upon P at this stator coil. This rotating magnetic field always rotating in nature. So the concept is three-phase supply is given to the stator, then the rotating magnetic field basically is rotates in the induction motor. This rotating magnetic fields will move like this fashion. Here we can say that this like this fashion, continuously coming inside the induction motor or the rotor. This rotating magnetic field going to be like this fashion. And we have seen that this rotating magnetic field cuts this stationary rotor conductors. So let's understand the phenomenon of rotor conductors. So we can say that this is the one point. This is like this fashion. Here they can say that this is the rotor conductors. So this is the rotor conductor and the field is continuously coming in all the directions because it is rotating in nature, and this rotating conductors will be cut by the flux which is coming from the outside. So this is the rotor bars or rotor conductor which is short circuited at the outer rings. Why we are giving the short circuit we will discuss later, but first understand the phenomenon of rotating magnetic field. So we have seen that there when the supply is balanced and the we can say that the coil is balanced, then there is a rotating magnetic field generated in the coil which tries to cut the stationary rotor bars or rotor conductors. Since if we are considering, let us suppose this is the rotor bars, this is the bars, this is the X bar, and this is the rotating magnetic field. This is the field Ns, and this will be cut by this point, at this point, at this point. If we are considering the conductor X, then we can observe that conductor X experience a force, or we can say that the experience a change in flux at different interval of time. Since this field is rotating in nature, it will generate a flux which can cut this conductor S at this point, similarly at this point. So if we are considering the 2 points, the point 1 and the point 2, we can observe that there is a change in flux. If there is change in flux experience seen by the conductor X, then there will be a induced EMF at that conductor. So we can say that this conductor X experience induced EMF because there is a change in magnetic flux as per the symmetry, or we can say that the change in air gap. So there is a change in air gap, or we can say that there is a change in flux in the conductors, and will experience a induced EMF. So this induced EMF generates a current called induced current, and it will be flowing because the ring is there, the copper ring is this rotor bars is short circuited at the outer ends. So this induced EMF, let us suppose this is conductor X, this will experience induced EMF. It will generate a current called induced current, and it will having a path like this fashion or like this fashion. So this induced current will be there in the rotor bars. As we know that whenever the induced EMF generates a induced current, it always tries to follow the Lange law. So the concept is very simple. The rotating magnetic field cuts the stationary conductor. This conductor will generate an induced EMF. Since it is short circuited at the outer ends, so we can say that this induced EMF generates a current called induced current, and this induced EMF, the current always follows the Lange law. Here the Lange law is it opposes the cause of its production. It always opposes the cause of its production. Here the cause is this rotating magnetic field. If this rotating field is not there, then there is no induced EMF, then there is no current. So in order to oppose this, the rotor start rotating in the same direction. The rotor start rotating in the same direction of the rotating magnetic field. So if the conductor X is rotating in the same direction of the rotating magnetic field, then this change is going to be down. This change will be decreases. So we can say that the rotor starts rotating in the same direction of the rotating magnetic field. So the concept that we have understand that rotating magnetic field cuts the conductor. Conductor experience induced EMF. This induced EMF generates the current called induced current. This current will tries to follow the Lenz law, and the Lenz law states that it always opposes the cause of its production. Here the cause is this change in magnetic field. This change in magnetic field. If the rotor start rotating in the same direction of the induced EMF or the rotating magnetic field, then we can say that this change is going to be down. And the concept is the rotor starts rotating since all the conductors experience the same force, and the overall force will be additive in nature, and it will give it overall torque. That means the induction motor rotor starts rotating. It can be easily understood by an example. Let us suppose the train is this is the train. This is the train. And one person is sitting on this platform. This train is basically the rotating magnetic field of the stator, and this is basically called the rotor. This train will giving a flux in this direction. Similarly, that in this direction, when train is moving in this direction, so there is a change in magnetic flux between the rotor conductor and the magnetic field of the stator. So this change in flux generates induced EMF in this person. Similarly, this induced EMF generates a current that we can and it will follow the Lenz law. So in order to satisfy this, the rotor starts rotating in the same direction of this rotating magnetic field. So we can say that this change is going to be down, decreases. As a result, rotor starts rotating. So this is the basic principle of rotating magnetic field, or we can say that how the rotor starts rotating in a three-phase induction motor whenever the three-phase supply is given to it. The concept is very simple. In order to satisfy the Lenz law, the current that was induced in the rotor conductor due to the change in magnetic field, it always follows the Lenz law, and the Lenz law states that it always opposes the direction, the cause of it, and the cause is the change in magnetic field. So the rotor starts rotating in the same direction and tries to catch the synchronous speed of the rotating magnetic field. But rotor never operates at a synchronous speed. Let us suppose if this is conductor X, which is this that is called NR, and this is the rotating magnetic field NS. This is rotating magnetic field NS. If both are moving in the same direction, then there is no change in the magnetic field. So if there is no change in the magnetic field, then there is no induced EMF, no current, and then no Lenz law satisfied. So rotor always having a speed which is less than the synchronous speed. So we can say that NR is always less than NS. We can't say that NR not equals to NS. This is the concept of the rotating magnetic field. So I think you will be learn about it. Thank you very much. And in the next lecture, we will discuss about how rotating magnetic field is generated in a three-phase winding. What are the significance of rotating magnetic field? How the supply will generate, or the coil will generate rotating magnetic field in a core, that we are going to discuss in the next class, lecture number 3.2. Thank you.